Peace, y'all, and welcome to another Urban Eden After Hours with your host, Terran Lewis. Today, I am going to be talking about something that I've been researching and something that we are about to be bringing out within the next week or so. So we are going to be introducing deodorant. And whenever I look into releasing a product or just throughout the whole skincare journey, I have to research and just go dig deep and find out what information I can find. And so I was learning more about antiperspirants and deodorants, the differences between the two, and of course I had to share it with you guys today. So, and this is just so that you guys are able to make an informed decision when it comes to choosing whether or not you should use an antiperspirant versus a deodorant. One thing that I did find out was that most people don't know that there is a difference between the two. An antiperspirant is actually a deodorant and an antiperspirant in itself, and a deodorant is just that, a deodorant. And so the purpose of a deodorant is to help mask odor, to help reduce or regulate odors that are naturally occurring when your sweat and your bacteria mix together up underneath your underarms, and all of the organic material that it creates. It causes a body odor that most of us have found to be offensive, embarrassing. Even the whole action of sweating has become embarrassing. And so antiperspirants have been introduced well over a couple hundred years ago. And ever since then, everybody's just been, wanting to use antiperspirants. We mostly switch over to antiperspirants, and we don't want to be sweating within, certain environments. But the good thing that most of us should know is that sweating is beneficial for you. Sweating is not bad at all. Sweating is a good way for your body to eliminate toxins. Of course, it could be bad in certain cases where you might have excessive sweating, or you might feel like, it's not the right situation for you to be sweating at that point. But at some point during the day, during the week, you should be sweating, whether that's through exercising, whether that's through going to a sauna, or any kind of strenuous activity, being in some heat, that's going to help you sweat. Sweating also helps to control body temperature. It helps to regulate body temperature. So at any point when your body starts to overheat, your body creates this sweat. It creates sweat. And that helps to cool the body down. And when you use an antiperspirant, so the difference between an antiperspirant and a deodorant is that antiperspirants are considered over-the-counter drugs, and they block sweat. So they literally stop sweat. And the way that they do that is there are active ingredients in the antiperspirant that actually go into your sweat glands, and they block up your sweat glands from being able to produce sweat and to being able to release sweat. In turn, you're unable to release those toxins. And so over the years, so many of us have always just used antiperspirants and never really considered the way that they actually work. And that is why breast cancer has become one of a very prevalent disease, because these compounds are coming in our sweat glands and actually blocking it up, and they've been known to stay in there for up to 7 days to 14 days. So if they're staying in there that long, you definitely want to do things that are going to help to detox. And even if you decide to make the switch to just going back to natural deodorant and trying natural things to deodorize your odor, to deodorize the bacteria and the smells that you don't like underneath your armpits, then you have to detox. Detoxing is very important because everything that is reflected on the outside, that comes from the outside, that emanates from our skin, our pores, everything within our body is because of something that's going on the inside. It's a reflection. And so you want to take a look at what's going on inside, make sure that you're drinking plenty of water, eating healthy foods, and making sure that you're exercising as well, and doing things that are going to help you to sweat in a good way. And also just detoxing outside as well. You can detox outside by using the bentonite clay, by using a natural deodorant. And just like if you're using an antiperspirant, it takes about 10 to 14 days for the effects of the antiperspirant to even start acting on you. So even if you stop using an antiperspirant, it's going to take about 10 to 14 days for the benefit, for whatever for it, it's blocking up your sweat glands, so it's going to take about 10 to 14 days for that to stop blocking your sweat glands. And it's similar to like when we all stopped getting relaxers at some point. You know, you had to let the relaxer grow out of your system, essentially. So that's what you have to do with antiperspirants. I was trying to find a way to describe it. That is how you describe it. That's the best analogy I could give. So yes, using natural deodorants is totally a decision up to you. I know that a lot of people are hesitant and skeptical about the smell, and but just understand that you're really just trying to mask the smell. You don't want to stop the sweating aspect. And I know that a lot of us sweat a lot, but there are various ingredients that you can use, like arrowroot powder, bentonite clay, kaolin clay, that can help to like sop up some of that sweat and to help keep you dry up underneath your underarms. For the most part, it can just help to reduce, regulate, and control the body odor, and that's really what you're looking to do. So I'm really making this video for those who are like just definitely trying to look for natural products, definitely trying to figure out how should they approach the natural path, and you should, if you want to try to use a natural deodorant, you should definitely stay away from antiperspirants, and be sure to read the ingredients on the back of the label. There are going to be different things like dimethicone. I just learned this one, cyclamethicone, something, any icone, something like that, is going to be one of those active ingredients that is going to be an antiperspirant. But for a deodorant to be labeled as an antiperspirant, it must contain an over-the-counter drug. So it has a different classification, and it has to be able to stop sweat up to 20% in totality. So a deodorant is not going to stop sweat. It's just going to help to neutralize body odor. And to me, that's just a better option, just because I don't want to take the risk of continuing to block up my pores, clog up my pores, to reduce sweat, and to eventually deal with diseases later on that have just been, clogging up, toxins clogging up, your hormones pretty much becoming unregulated and unbalanced, and within your glands that are in your breast area and in your groin area. You have to be very conscious of that. So I'm going to get off my soapbox. I can rant all day about this. It's just some very interesting information that I've just found out about the difference between the two. And I just definitely wanted to be able to share that with you guys here today. So thank you for joining me on another Urban Eden After Hours episode. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to always leave them in the comment section below. And also subscribe to the page if you haven't done so yet. Peace.